Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto. Now, back in February, I did this video here. It wasn't the most positive video in the world, I must admit, but I was talking about the price of ZPAY. ZPAY is a project that I've been involved with since 2022, and the roadmap for the development of everything that was going on has been quite slow and quite painful because there's a lot of legislation and stuff that has to be done. It all involves an app that's a crypto and fiat app on your phone, and to get that agreed to by Apple has been a very, very difficult journey indeed. Consequently, the price of the token has suffered. But anyway, I was saying, at that price there, if you wanted to speculate on something that could recover, that wouldn't be too bad. Now, I didn't know if we were near a bottom or even if it was going to die completely, but the price was 0.00275. So where are we today? Well, if we look here at the chart of ZPAY versus USDT, you can see that this was when I made the video here and the price was here. And we weren't near a bottom. We actually went down quite a bit further. In fact, from there, we actually went down to the all-time low, which is down another 92%, which is incredible, really. So if you'd have bought back then, you'd have been very disappointed, when you got the all-time low there. However, as of today, we are actually up 185%, and at the end of October, we were actually up 228%. If you'd have been lucky enough to get it at the bottom, today you would be up 3,000%. Last week, you would be up 3,500%. Now, why has the price gone up? Okay, well, the price has gone up because the project is now showing signs of life. ZPAY started life about 7 years ago, and I think initially it was on Ethereum, then it moved to Tomo chain, and then when I got involved with it, it just moved over to the Elrond blockchain, which is now Multiverse X. And to be honest, that hasn't really done them any favours, because Multiverse X just don't help projects like ZPAY. So the decision has been to do a rebrand, a token swap, and move to Solana. And at the moment, all we have to look at is the page about the swap, which is here at zpay-other.com. So the new token is going to be called Other, and you can read about the tokenomics here. Personally, I like looking at the documentation on Gitbook, and I'll leave a link to this in the description down below. If you're already involved with ZPAY, you'll find this information here really valuable, especially if you've already got ZPAY. Maybe you've staked it in a shopping pool. Maybe you've staked it in my shopping pool. Maybe you've got NFTs. Maybe you've been farming Wand, which was another token that didn't happen. So do check that out as well. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. So all this was announced about a week ago, and because of that, the price of the token has gone up. Now, you must understand that the swap of ZPAY to Other will be the end of ZPAY. So at the moment, if you're buying ZPAY, you're buying ZPAY with the idea of swapping it to Other. Now, I did have some prior knowledge of this. So what I did was I put out a video about a month ago, I think it was now. And that was when the price was at 0.003701. And I was saying then, keep an eye on this because this might be good. Now, none of this is financial advice, of course, and please do your own research. But when I did put that video out, the price jumped from where it was, it jumped 60%. And today it's actually up 111%. So you could have doubled your money by now just by watching that video. So if that isn't a reason to subscribe to the channel, I don't know what is. So please do make sure you do subscribe to the channel and you put the notifications set on all. While you're down there, can you give the video a big fat like as well? Anyway, so we've had this rise just with the knowledge that the token swap is going to happen and understanding the new business model. Now, the essence of the new business model is the app is going to be out there and everything is built around the idea of encouraging people to actually use the app. So if you own other tokens and you decide to lock them up, then you get rewarded as people use the app. So it's in your interest to use the app yourself and also for other people to use the app as well. So they've built this calculator into the page here. So let's just put this on the default. This means that, you know, annual revenue is 1.2 million. So the rewards for stakers is actually $600,000, and the token has a market cap of 10 million, which sounds reasonable. The monthly ecosystem turnover, I'm just going to put that on the absolute minimum because we have no idea how many people are actually going to use the app. Just a handful of people, if it's going to be hundreds or if it's going to be thousands. I'm suspecting if it's on Solana, it could attract at least hundreds, I would think. But for the moment, let's just put that on the minimum. Now the reward allocation is going to vary during the first 6 months. So initially it's going to start off at like 90%, and then after 6 months it will be at 50%. So let's keep our expectations low, have them at 50%. Select your contribution tier. Okay, so everyone starts on core 1, and as you complete tasks you earn higher tiers. Now I need to find out more about this to find out what the actual tasks are, but let's put that on the worst one. Now the token swap from ZPAY to other is going to be 1-to-1. So about a month ago you could buy 1 million ZPAY tokens for about $1,000. Now let's say you wanted to be fairly serious about this and you were going to invest, say, like $8,000. $8,000 today would get you about 1 million ZPAY. So that will become 1 million other when the bridge happens. So I think that's a reasonable assumption to say that, you know, you could have 1 million ZPAY there. And yeah, so everything's pretty much on the minimum, and that would give you $22 a month in rewards. Not amazing, but realistically this figure's a bit low. I did Google what a typical fintech startup earns, and it was saying between like $300,000 and $500,000. So let's put that on, say, like 400,000, and let's just say that we could keep the core contributor level, whatever that is, and that would be giving you $113 a month, which is pretty cool, isn't it? That's actually an APY of 45%, and obviously initially that would be at 90% in like the first month or so. So that APY would be 81%. But that is just at the beginning when you get the 90%. After 6 months, it will be 50%. Now that is also assuming a market cap of 10 million, which it could grow a lot more, to be honest. The link for this is in the description. This is an AMA that's going to happen tomorrow. So Monday, November the 10th at 6 p.m. UTC. Okay, so that's 6 p.m. GMT, which I guess if you're in the States, it'll be around lunchtime. And what I'd love you to do is to give this a like, bookmark it, leave a comment, and turn up. Now, the way they do the AMAs, they do allow people to come on stage, grab the mic and say their piece. Personally, I'll be asking questions about what do we need to do to become a good contributor to get that higher tier. Because I think initially, certainly in the first few months, it's really worth just like really pushing hard on this and trying to get as many rewards as possible. And then if you choose, cycle it back into the project and just grow it as fast as you can while you're getting the money. I think that's my plan anyway. Now, everything here depends on the success of the actual app. The thing that worries me is we haven't been able to test it. We've only seen a demonstration of it. And we really need to see if it's any good and if it's a sort of app that people will use. I do know somebody who has seen it firsthand, and he said that it's amazing. But I'd love to see it myself. Problem personally for me is initially it's only going to be in euros. And I live in the UK at the moment. And UK pounds, GBP, I don't think is a priority at the moment. So I'm not going to be tempted to use this so much. It's going to become another one of those apps and cards that I just use when I go to Europe. And while I'm in the UK, I'll still be using my crypto.com card. Now that is a problem, and that's maybe another question I want to ask tomorrow in the AMA. And at the moment, I don't know what the plan for USD is either. So there's another question. Now, I did also ask in the Telegram if Apple had approved the iOS version with crypto, because I believe the only version they'd approved so far was a version that didn't include crypto, which kind of defeats the object, really. So there are questions to ask, but hopefully we'll find the answers out tomorrow. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you can come to the AMA tomorrow. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be getting involved, asking questions, and trying to get a really good idea of the whole tokenomics and the business model that they're proposing. Now, in the last AMA, I did ask the CEO, Edward, I asked him if he thought the app would be out by the end of this year, and he said yes. Do you think that's possible? I'm not sure. It would be really nice if it was, especially if it was on iOS as well. But we'll have to wait and see what Edward says tomorrow. So that is tomorrow, 6 p.m. on X. Do give another app a follow. I'll leave the link for this in the description down below. While you're down there, please do give this video a great big fat like. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you got notifications set to all. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below. So see you tomorrow. Me and Maff will be doing a live stream as well at midday tomorrow, so you can ask us stuff then. And above all, tell your friends.